Shalom, this is Ben Yosef with South Carolina Hebrew Israelites in conjunction with IHWA, Israelite Hebrew Agency, where we help you guys out on the internet. So let's see where we're at today. Did I do diagram? You guys remember this? Oh, the diagrams are the best ones. They're almost their own category. So let's do Oh, are we still in descriptions? We're still in descriptions. So we just did that. Now we're going to do Mitzraim description. So hold that thought. Okay. I think I have everything ready to go. So you know what that means. Bitter herbs of the Bible. Alright, so bitter herbs of the Bible. Bitter herb Bible. A list of bitter herbs mentioned in the Bible will be quite different from the above and focus instead of the original bitter herbs likely used by the during Shah. Among them are the following: hickory, coriander, dandelion, endive, horehound, mint, sorrel, sow thistle, wild lettuce, wormwood. For the Passover cedar ceremony, bitter herbs symbolize the embittered slavery experienced by Yahudim and Israelites in ancient the herbs ensure that this history is never forgotten. Saw the devil glitch that it is taught each and every Pesach. The bitter herbs commonly used today are horseradish and romaine lettuce. Next, Egypt, Kamos, Cushite, and Hick. Death of his father, Sequenir. Kamos became ruler of the southernmost third of Vine. Southernmost third. Give me the cataract. Southernmost third of Egypt around Cush. In his third year, the Hyksos Egyptian border lay at Say, near the present day Assuit, trying to see if I could find it. In his third year, the Hyksos Egyptian border lay at Kusay, near the present-day Assuit in Middle Egypt, while the separate kingdom of Cush in present-day Sudan held Nubia south of the first cataract of the Nile. South of the first cataract, right here. And that's that phallus CNN, NBC, and ABC News be having on the back of their anchors. The green. This is a phallus, a penis stone. That's how idiotic these Euro-Gentiles knowledge that they have penis in their news. You want to say that that's for children? Let's not dwell on. Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt is up top, Upper Egypt bottom. Two stelae erected at Karnak recounts details of his campaigns against the Hyksos. Stelae, an upright stone slab or column typically bearing a commemorative inscription or relief design, often serving as a grave. A stelae, or occasionally stela, Wikipedia, right, when derived from Latin, is a stone or wooden slab, generally taller than it is wide. Taller, right? How long did Moses lead the Israelites out of slavery? How long ago did Moshe lead the Israelites out of slavery? The Bible isn't very specific. The X is thought to have been around 440 BC to 1290 BC, or 3,100 to 3,450 years ago. And I have a calculator. So from 440 BC, 1446 to now, 2004, which I put 4 there to add in the 0, would be 3,464 years, rounded up 3,500 years since the Exodus. From this current date, it has been 3,005 years, almost 4,000, 2,000 years, and 1,500 years. It's 3,500 years came from ever since captivity or fight to stay away. Isn't that something? All my life I had to fight. Kamos flourished 16th century BCE, last king of the 7th dynasty, 1630 to 1540 BC. The second intermediate period. So you have the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, New King. Why did they call it? We was there. Abraham came in at the first intermediate period. Joseph, Egypt, happened at the end of the second, something like that. No, I'm sorry. Happened at the first, no, we'll get, of ancient Egypt, who conducted hostilities against Hyksos. The West Shemitic couldn't be anti-Khan. The West Shemitic settler who had seized the northern part of Egypt in the 17th century BC. We're the ones with the lion statue. We did the lion statues. That was us. We were the lions. That's why they blew out those. Following the death of his father, Sequener, Kamos became ruler of the southernmost third part of. In his third year, the Hyksos Egyptian border lay at Kusay. Alright, so the second intermediate period. Table of Hyksos Pharaoh timeline 18th down. We ran Egypt 18th down. So as you can see, Joseph arrived 678, Abraham later, before that 1780 BC 100, possibly the Middle Kingdom. It is the middle. So the Middle Kingdom, second intermediate period. Joseph began. So Abraham came in the Middle Kingdom. Joseph comes in at the second half of the second intermediate period, intermiddle. So the second, so you got the first old kingdom, then you got the intermediate, then you got the new, then you got the middle kingdom, then before the new king you got another intermediate, second intermediate. So the first intermediate is the old or the middle, second intermediate is the middle. So the second intermediate, middle, and the new, when we start coming through, we make first Hyksos monarch 15th down, but we come through in the 18th down. This is where the Israelites great in the 8th down. So the key word for every Israelite in Egypt is 8. Birth of Moshe. You got Touch Moshe, which might have been his brother, and then you got Amo and Amenhotep. The most famous pharaohs was the 18th down the period, second intermediate period, which means that the most famous pharaohs were Hek-Hesau. They were Shemite, the most famous Egyptian Shemites. Second intermediate period, the last king of the 17th down to Kamos. You got Kamos might have been the last actual Egyptian for the Hek-Hesau, Allah, the birth of Moshe. We need an Israelite scholar to go into some more detail about the dynasties of Mitzraim. Here goes Kamos. As you can see, they blew off the nose, so he might have been Shemitic. Look at the thing covering the beard. 1555 to 1550 BC. This is the X877. So the 17th dynasty was 546, which was the actual Exodus year. Supposed is the 18th dynasty. Amo. So that's the one that we had to beat. Kamos' name appears in Nubia at the second Nile cataract beside that of his brother Amo, the successor of Kamos, or the foregoer of Kamos, who succeeded. Oh, there you go. It is therefore possible that Kamos penetrated into Kushite territory. Little else is known about Kamos' reign. Most scholars agree that he did not more than 5 penetrated territory under the first cataract. Maybe they set up a little bit of structure. But again, the lion looking one, that's us. This is them. This is their grave. This is Kush, or Ethiopia to the Greeks, Kush to the Hyksos. We call them Kushite. Again, Kushite. Alright, the Exodus 4-6-5. They're talking about, so this was the, what do they call it? Middle King, second, then the new king. Started the new kingdom. We made everything new for them, built up their America, and then after 430 years, God is not right. After 430 years, he raises up Moshe, right? Moshe. So that's all in the new king. We are the Karnak, also called Al Karnak. Let's get Al Karnak. So this Karnak, village located in Kina, Mufasa, giving its name to the northern half of the ruin of Thebes on the east bank of the Nile River, including the ruins of the great temple Ammon, which also has this phallus penis, including Luxor, the Valley of the Kings, and the Valley of the Queens, were collectively designated at the World Heritage. Right, all of the Karnak. Here's the Hyksos territory, running Kush Empire, Egyptian Empire, Shemite. Again, Kush. So you got South Egypt, North Egypt, Kush. This splits up the Jordan River, all of the Jordan River. So Israel is on the Africa. The heathens made that canal. Okay, let's go back. Keep going. A list of bitter herbs. Wormwood is on there. Let's keep going. First intermediate period, 2,300 to 2,100. Many power struggles, pharaohs of Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. Eventually, the powers of Up gained control. Remember, this is Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt, Upper. So the powers of Upper Egypt gained control, and we're talking about back. Let me get that timeline. 2000. What did they say? 2,300. Middle Kingdom. First intermediate period. Okay. First intermediate period. As you can see, first period. Intermediate. You got the Old Kingdom. That's where they built the. Now we can bring that. That's where they built the pyramids. Go back to the pyramid. That's where they built the pyramid. Then we built. I guess we built some of that. I'm not built. I know we built city, but that's back here where Abraham at when they building them pyramids. And the pyramids in Americas are older, or Native America, North America is older. Abraham in Egypt. Okay. For Abraham a little first, then we get to the Middle Kingdom. Then the Hyksos start running the middle. Then you get in the Middle Kingdom, the 18th dynasty. You got Moses born in the 8th dynasty. Get up out of there, and that's what starts 35,000. One thing I would like to note: here's Adam. Who was alive when Adam was alive? Seth, Enoch, Noah did Adam, but guess who got? Abraham got Noah. Isaac got Noah, and possibly Jacob. Isn't that something? They got to see Noah, their great father. What was that like? maybe 8. A precursor of how long? Shem. Shem saw Abraham as well. So Noah, Shem, and Abraham. Isn't that something? Shem saw Jacob. How about that? Shem saw Jacob. How about that? Who else saw Jacob? Eber saw Jacob. How about that? Okay. Moses 15. Come on, go back. Be a bastard. 15:25. I like to say 55. Moses got started. Then give him 80 years to grow older to enough for maturity to release our people from captivity and see our people struggling. I like to liken my story as well as Joe. Moses raised up under the scholarly of great ancient Egypt, which no man can replicate today. Moses slew an Egyptian, another black. Moses herded a sheep for 40, then 1445. Okay, 1444. All right. Again, Patriarch, 1000, Exodus, they're going right before the book of Judges, Promise 12. So 1446, 1445, 44, that's right. Came no longer fall. Likely occurs under Pharaoh Ramses II, 1280. So that's probably where he kicked the rest of the Hebrews out that didn't want to come with Moses. Because the ones that went with Moses, there was other people that stayed. All right, Moses, Joshua, that sword on these heathens. I'm glad y'all got that because y'all need that again today. These heathens need all of that. Gideon's torch, Daniel's chains. Look at these locking up. Exile. So you got Moses 1555, 1446. Joshua 1300 to 1200. Judges 1200 to 1010. 1010. David 9 something, 7 something. Exile of the Northern Kingdom 722. 600 or 590 to 586. 590 they besieged it. 3 years later or 4 years later they broke down the wall. Finally the gate 586 first time. Then the last time is 78. And then your black ass is over here today. Congratulate. Do better. Noah. Okay, the divided kingdom. Again, we at 10. Let's go back to the Judges 1200. Let's go back to the conquering. How long did it take to conquer the land? 12 to years. Desert wandering 40. Sinai 1446. Again, 1446. 55. Moon, God raises up a prophet. Old Testament 1200. Abraham under middle period, correct? No, the first intermediate between the old. So Abraham came after the old when they built the pyramid, between the old and the middle kingdom of Egypt, which would be the first came in the first intermediate. Joseph came in the second okay. So Abraham comes, guy wants Sarai, runs Abraham out. Abraham counts it a blessing that he's saved from uncircumcised of Baalil, and so he stays in the promised land first. Then you got the middle kingdom, which would be the second intermediate. So that'll be middle to the new. So Joseph comes in between the middle and the new, and a man that knew not Joseph started beating people. 876. So 400 years you got the middle king, right? Yeah, the middle king. 400 years you got the middle kingdom. A man that knew not Joseph, then you got the new king. So new kingdom, middle kingdom, first intermediate. Joseph comes in the second intermediate, which will be right before the new kingdom. Intermiddle, then you're in the middle kingdom, then the new kingdom. Moses at the burning bush. So you got Jacob arise in Egypt as a people. Then we start slowly becoming a nation. Pharaoh gets mad. That's called the middle kingdom. Then right between the middle and the new kingdom, you get kicked out. So we get kicked out in 18th. And then their new kingdom is without us. The Hexos. But the middle kingdom is Hexos. The old kingdom is straight Egypt, or straight what you call the new kingdom is straight Cushite. Old kingdom was actual Mitzraimites, and middle kingdom was what you call Shemite. And in the second intermediate comes Joseph. In the first intermediate, which would be new to middle, was Abraham. New to middle. Then in the middle period comes Joseph. Second intermediate would be not new to old, new to middle, but middle to new, begins the new. All of that time is Joseph coming up. Second intermediate, Jacob's arrival. Then the middle kingdom is us. We begin that. Then the new kingdom. All right. Christ is on our side of the timeline. The world is 6,000 years old. You got 1,000 years to Christ. You've been in captivity for this long. I just want that. That's a long time. Even Moses, Joshua, and the prophets lived within this time. We ain't heard no voice from God, boy. Ain't that scary? And before that, Abraham had to deal with all of these heathens, and then Noah had to deal with before the flood. I like Noah. Noah had to deal with angels and demons. Then Abraham had to deal with these nations, so he moved out. Now we're inside these nations. Y'all should be very scared. Y'all should be very scared. None of our forefathers had to deal with these Europeans like we had to deal with them today. And God said that they are straight up devils. Play that song.
Judgment lights up.
Straight devils. Okay, it's pause, because you know how YouTube be acting like a biatch. You know how them white boys, them Europeans be acting like biatches. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going though. Middle Kingdom period. 2100 to 1710, Abraham shows up towards the end of the Middle Kingdom. Oh, the end of the Hyksos in there. Okay, so replace Abraham, what I said before, with Hyksos. Now we got Abraham, New Kingdom period. That's the Israelites. We make the kingdom. Some of the most famous pharaohs, including Tutankhamun, King Tut, ruled during this period. Egypt prospered greatly under the Israelites, the Shemites, for a couple hundred years during the Shemites' time, but gradually began to fall into decline due to many reasons, including poor leadership, drought, and other natural disasters. Moshe shows up toward the beginning of this period to initiate Exodus from. I got to get another timeline of the kingdom dynasties of Egypt. Once again, if there's an Israelite out there that has something better, please add Old Kingdom, 2900 2300, Age of the Pyramid. See if I can get that. Age of the Pyramid. Boy, they got pyramids all up through here. But Age of the Pyramid. Abraham shows up at the end of Middle Kingdom, but the Hyksos are the middle. So it's a family thing, man. It only gets more specific. Let's go back to see, that's why you can't, with these kinds of numbers and dates, it's impossible to get his time. These crackers, every chronological, everything can't fool. Look at these specific dates. Too specific, my nigga. 17th, second intermediate period. The Shemitic Hyksos ruled for over 100 years. Yosef, my biblical, and the rest of the family of Yaakov, Yasharael, show up around this time, 710 to 1550. The Egyptian Montezariamites eventually took back control from the Hyksos, and that would be Nubia. Nubia, ancient region in northeast Africa. Get me Nubia. Is that Nubia? Oh, get me Nubia. There we go. Ancient region in northeast Africa. Sorry, I'm OCD. Northeast Africa, extending approximately from the Nile River Valley near the first cataract in Upper Egypt, eastward to the shores of the Red Sea. This is Nubia. Southward to about Khartoum in what is now the Sudan. So let's get that. That's Sudan. See if I have any other better map. I think we're done with that. There we go. Give me Sudan. There you go. This is Nubia. My Nubian. They saying you East Africa. My Nubian, right? Kush. Ethiopia. So the Greeks called them what? It said the Greeks called them Egypt, and called Ethiopia by the ancient Greek. So when you see Ethiopia, that's Greek telling you that, but it's Kush by us. They're real ain't again. And I say again, all of this, they won't even. I should have got a 2000 pixel map. Ethiopia, Ethiopia, Somalia, niggas with the slope head. Ethiopia. See these niggas separate? No, God knows how to separate, right? Before this thing gets long. Ethiopia. They got a big thing in Sudan, this war in Sudan, because Ethiopia and Sudan decided to, because the Nile River starts up here, it flows up north and it goes down south. That's why this is south, this is northeast. So because of the river goes this way, they're saying that they're going to stop it right here in Sudan so that they can have more water for their nation, and screw the Arabs, right? Screw Arabia, the Euro Arabs, right? So now all of a sudden there's this war in Sudan. Sudan was wholly quiet. Now there's this war in Sudan because these niggas mad, these Europeans are mad, these North European Africans are mad that they want to put up a dam when they be putting up dams all over the place, right? But because Sudan got smart and Ethiopia got smart and South Sudan got smart and want to put up a dam to regulate the water flow, because it starts up here, now they getting less water for their crops, so they getting mad, they want to go to war. This is a war instigated by Europe and Arabia. I just want you to know that nobody's stupid. Come on, nobody's dumb. In fact, you're a dumb nation for thinking that nobody knows what's going on. I know. Look at all them waters in Ethiopia. They're trying to, man, they're messing y'all up. They're gonna get because y'all stupid enough to let them. Anyways, there goes Upper East. The Nile runs deep. There goes Goshen, Zoan. Keep that on the map. We got to do that next. Eastward to the shores of the Red Sea, southward to about Khartoum and what is now the Sudan, and westward toward the Libyan desert. The southern part of it to the southern end of the second cataract of the Nile was called Cush. Cush under the 18th dynasty pharaohs Hyksos of ancient Montezarium, and called Ethiopia the Black Eve by the ancient Greek or barbarian. The northern part of the region up to the first cataract of Aswan was called The northern part of the region up to the first cataract of Aswan was called Wadi Wad. This Wat right? This Wat. This is Lower Nubia, Upper Nubia. What? Oh, this is the northern part. Zoan. Zoan was the capital of Hyksos ruler or shepherd kings. I wonder who those were. And who we are the shepherd kings, in whose time Yaakov came into Montezarium, and their monuments have been found at the site, which favors the conclusion that its plain was the land of Ramses. See Ramses. So let me get Ramses, okay? Jacob, Canaan, and Egypt, and their monuments have been found at the site, which favors the conclusion that its plain was the land of Ramses. See Ramses, where the Hebrews had possession under Yosef. It is probably the site of Avaris, the Habari, which lay on the Bubastic channel, according to Josephus, quoting Manetho, and which was rebuilt by the first of the Hyksos kings named Salat. For Avaris is supposed to represent the Egyptian name of the city Haurat, which means the city of movement or flight, thus being equivalent to the Shemitic Zoan or migration. It appeared, so they called the city migration after we left. Cool. We trendsetters, baby. It's more than black. You gotta add on to it now. It's way more than black. Add on to black. And which was rebuilt by the first of the Hyksos king. I wish y'all would give me a year. To represent the Egyptian city of movement or flight, thus being equivalent to Shemitic Zoan or migration. It appears that from very early times, the pastoral peoples from Edom and Palestia were admitted into this region. What? Pastoral people of Edom and Palestine, talking about the Shemites, the Hyksos, were admitted into this region. The famous picture of the Amu, who bring their families on donkey to Egypt and offer the cyanidic ibex as a present, is found at Benai Chassan. Oh, that's the Israelite picture everybody uses for their banner. When the women are dressed in vestures, the men are bringing goats and stuff. One man's bent over to bring in the goat. And they got the picture of the crown, the half shape, and a staff representing Shepherd King. Found at Benai Chassan, remember that? Benai Chassan, in a tomb as old as the time of some guy, before the Hyksos age. What is that, 10th, 11th, 12th dynasty? So my thing is this. They like to say that black people don't have no history, but then they want to keep stuff in the museums that don't look like them. Oh, I have a history. I have a great history. It's better than yours, and you're a dog. A similar immigration of shepherds. See Pithom from Aduma or Edom. What if the Egyptians acted the way these Americans act about immigration? Then your ass would have never became a nation in Egypt. Just know that, Negro. You're an immigrant as well, and still are. It's also recorded in the time of Menephtah, or more than 4 centuries after the expulsion of the Hyksos. 10, 5, 1, 2, 3. 10 plus 5 is 15, 17, 8. What? 15, 16, 17, 8. Or Theban dynasty in Thebes. Ooh, Lord. Look at North. Memphis' old name is North. I love that rain. Y'all hear that? Raindrops on my neck. They got mad. They try to run niggas out. I'm gonna get that. Hold on. We gonna get that. Oh, that's the end of it? That can't be the end of it, because I got some more. Oh, okay. That is the end of it. That really messed me up with these dynasties, but don't even worry about that. Just know 18th dynasty and second intermediate period, and 3,500 years ago he came walking up out that biatch. They ain't want no smoke, and this one I'm about to play, they ain't want no smoke. Listen.
Cause all the ops funny. Put down good money, niggas don't want no smoke. No smoke, no smoke. You niggas don't want it. I can't go. Wanna leave my mama
Pharaoh don't want it.
No smoke. Well, we die about this money. No smoke, no smoke. You niggas don't want it. I heard these niggas want smoke. They better put up with 100. They don't want all the smoke. I walk around with it on. Drake up and take a night. Boy, you a try to make a quick to come to the we ain't never ready. These niggas hate, they mad about something. You know I'm a blower, I ain't never stunned. You know I'm coming, you know If you want, niggas stop all that talk, you don't want that clip full of pump.
Yeah, nigga, we
If you
still
don't flex, you know that I'm
my bro.
that nigga my home. Tell me fuck hoes. Make sure you get mine.
Okay. Who these Israelites?
Put down God, man, these niggas don't want no smoke.
Rise Israel.
You niggas don't want it.
Okay.
I can't go, I won't go. Leave my mama alone. No smoke, no smoke.
Okay.
Bro, we die about that money. No smoke, no smoke. You niggas don't want it. Try to dog, we gon' kill 'em.
Alright, that's enough of that. But yeah, you know, we're gonna keep it going. Shalom, shalom. Next we'll be doing, we done did all of that. Next we'll be doing, that was Montezard, Places and Things. How long? Oh, that ain't bad. Places and Things. You're gonna know about Shushan, Atlas Mountain, Diaspora, Alexandria, Septuagint, Hellenization, Guinea Negro, Gymnasium, Negrito, Accra Fortress, and Ashdod. We're gonna learn about all of this stuff. Holla at me. Shalom, shalom. Israelite Hebrew 8, Ben Yosef. Until next time, a part of the Hebrew Israelites 305 Day of Scholarly Young Squad.